All right, welcome back everyone to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the UFC fight card this weekend. And I know I did release a video earlier this weekend, but there was a new fight added, a changed opponent. And to be honest, I went back, I did more research, and I honestly flipped on some picks. There were some that I'm like now super confident on. Uh, and yeah, I'll be talking about those through the video. I also wanted to give you guys maybe a quicker run through of my picks, also give you guys my most confident picks, my least confident picks, and then my bets and parlays. So let's just kick off the card with the first fight of the night. First fight of the night, we have Jamie Lynn Horth versus Teresa Bleda. I'm going to lean Teresa Bleda on this fight, but that is with zero confidence. She is coming off a 2-year layoff. I don't know, just from what I've seen, she does seem like the better fighter. But again, I would not bet this fight. I wouldn't touch this fight with like a 10-foot pole. So I would stay off of this, but I'm going to lean Teresa Bleda on this one. Then we got Alan Fry Jr. versus Guillermo Pat. Again, another one I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, just because this fight's also at heavyweight. These two guys are both debuting in the UFC. I think if I had to go for a pick, like, gun to my head, I'd probably go Alan Fry Jr. I think he has one more fight than Guillermo Pat, so that is what I'm going off of, the fact that he has one more fight, more experience than him. So give me Alan Fry in this fight, but again, zero confidence. All right, now a fight that I do lean aside. I do have a pick on this one. I'm gonna go Melissa Croden. I do think that she will be too physically imposing on Luana Santos. I can see her winning a decision here, and she is the underdog. So give me Melissa Croden to get it done. I think it's gonna be a close fight though. Luana Santos might win the first. She might win the first round, or maybe she'll end up winning like the third round. But maybe Melissa Croden comes in there, gets the first round, second round, and then maybe loses a third round. But I am leaning Melissa Croden. This is more like a maybe low to medium confident pick. Then we got. Where's my mouse acting up right now? All right. Then we got Sean Sharaf versus Steven Asplund. I am going to pick Steven Asplund off the fact that he seems like a dedicated and determined individual. He used to weigh like 500 pounds and he got down to like 260. So he's had to overcome a lot of adversity in that realm. So give me Steven Asplund, because again, this is low confidence. This is a heavyweight fight too. So either guy can come in there and knock the other one out. But give me Steven Asplund to overcome some adversity in this fight and get the W. So I'm leaning Steven Asplund on this one. Again, very low confidence pick. But if he's gonna get it done, it's by KO. All right. Now a fight that I am not so low confidence on is Neil Magny versus Yaroslav Amosov. I think that Yaroslav Amosov gets it done here. I can see him winning this either by sub or decision. I am leaning him getting it done by submission. I don't know. His record 28-1. He has had a lot of fights outside of the UFC. I know this is his first fight in the UFC, and they're giving him Neil Magny, which, to tell you the truth, he's like a journeyman. He's like a gatekeeper to like the top 15 for the welterweight division. And I see Yaroslav getting it done. I think he is top 15 potential. His grappling is really good. So I could see him going out there, maybe getting a first round submission, or, just dragging Neil Magny down, keeping him there, and winning a decision if he doesn't get the sub. So give me Yaroslav Amosov to win the fight. All right, then we have Joanderson Brito versus Isaac Thompson. I'm staying away from this fight too. I am going to lean Joanderson Brito, but I haven't really watched anything on Isaac Thompson. However, a lot of people are saying that he is a good fighter. He might come in there and surprise people. So I'm staying away from this fight. I think Joe Anderson Brito obviously has UFC experience. This guy's debuting. Joe Anderson Brito always comes ready to fight. So I think either he wins by... I could see him winning a decision here just because Isaac Thompson, I have seen he has good fight IQ. And he might be tactical about this, but this fight is on short notice for him. So I don't know if he gets it done, but I wouldn't bet on this fight either. Or just at least keep it out of your parlays. Like, do not have Joe Anderson Brito on a ton of parlays just because this might be a Ethan Wing situation. But I'm going to lean Joe Anderson Brito here. All right, then we got Amanda Lemos versus Jillian Robertson. This is going to be a good fight. I think it goes one of two ways. Jillian Robertson gets her down and wins by submission, or this fight goes the distance and Amanda Lemos gets the victory. I am going to lean Amanda Lemos here. I think this is too much too soon for Jillian Robertson. She hasn't really fought anyone as high caliber as Amanda, where Amanda has been fighting the top of the division. So I'm going to lean with the woman who has the better tenure, the better experience, and has been in tough fights. So not saying that Jillian hasn't, but she hasn't fought anyone really, I think, in the top 5. So, or I don't know if in the top 10, but anyways, I'm going to go with the side of Amanda Lemos here. And I think she'll probably win maybe a decision, but I could see her getting a TKO if she stuffs the takedowns and keeps it on the feet. And Jillian gets a little desperate. Yeah, I could definitely see that. All right, and that was the last prelim. So on to the main card. So on the main card, opening up the card is King Green versus Lance Gibson Jr. Give me King Green to get this one done. I'm not confident in this one either. I know this fight is on short notice, but King Green has the UFC experience. He's been around a long time. He's fought some really good opponents, and I can see him getting a victory here against Lance Gibson Jr. I don't know too much about him. I just know he's debuting in the UFC, and to debut against Bobby Green, I think Bobby Green can hang with anyone outside of like the top 15, top 20 in the division. Lightweight is obviously like one of the most stacked divisions, so that's why I say top 20. But I could see him hanging with Lance and getting the job done here. So give me King Green to win this one. All right, then we got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. Give me Marcus Buchecha to get this one, to get the dub here. I can see Marcus Buchecha winning by submission. I've seen a couple of his fights. He does have good takedowns. Not anything like all like Khamzat Chimaev takedowns, but he has solid takedowns. Obviously he's a BJJ black belt, highly renowned BJJ black belt. So I think his best path to victory is taking Kennedy down and getting a submission here. Because if it's on the feet, Kennedy can put out Marcus Buchecha. But I'm going to go with the dog here. I'm going to go with Marcus Buchecha to get this one, to get the victory. And FYI, if Marcus loses this fight, that is it for me betting him. I'm giving him one shot. Let's see if he proves me right. But yeah, give me Buchecha. All right. So then we have Melky Costa versus Morgan Charrier. I'm going to go with Melky Costa here. In my last video, I did say Morgan Charrier. Or I picked Morgan Charrier, but I'm doing a full 180 here just because I did some more research, and Melky Costa, man, he is on I think he's on a 4-fight win streak. He's been getting better every fight. I see him having a higher fight IQ. He has good kicks, good grappling. Morgan is probably more the athletic fighter, but I can see Melky Costa getting a win here via decision. So all in all, I think he's going to continue that run. I don't think Morgan Charrier is the guy to beat him. He might have to fight someone closer to. I don't think both of them are ranked. So yeah, like a ranked opponent, but. Yeah, give me Melky Costa to get this one done. I think Morgan Charrier's fight IQ is really low. he's had some close fights. So give me Melky Costa to go out there and put a tactical performance and a fun one. But all I know is this fight's going to be fun, but I'm going to lean Melky Costa here. All right, then we got Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Oleksiejczuk. So, again, another fight I switched up on, did a 180. I am going to go with Cezary Oleksiejczuk to get this one done. I did some more research too, and even though Cesar might be the better kickboxer, Cezary is the better MMA fighter. He's had a lot more experience in the MMA realm. He's a great overall fighter. Cesar Almeida might be the better like kickboxer, but this is an MMA fight, and at the end of the day, Cezary might be able to control where the fight goes if he wants to take him down, grapple, or keep it on the feet. So give me the guy with the better overall MMA experience and fight style. So I'm gonna go with Cezary Oleksiejczuk. I did a 180 on this one too, but after what I saw, I think Cezary is the pick here, and pretty confident on that one too. All right, so then we have the co-main of the evening. We have Kevin Vallejos, or Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. And give me Kevin Vallejos to get this one done, either by KO or decision. I think Giga's 37 now. He was a good kickboxer. You know, he was a good fighter, but I think Kevin Vallejos is young. He's hungry. He has great boxing. I think he can get in there and maybe hit some Giga with something hard, put him down. Or if not, you know, have more output and take this to a decision. But I think Kevin Vallejos gets this one done. It's a tough matchup stylistically for Giga, just because I can see him throwing like maybe a high kick and then Kevin rushing in, getting a takedown, and then holding him down if he wants to for majority of the round. If not, get back up and you know, maybe box, get some couple big shots in, do some damage, and just look like he's winning the fight. So give me Kevin Vallejos to get this one done. And last fight of the night, the main event, is Manel Kape versus Brandon Royval. Give me Manel Kape to get this one done. When this fight was announced, I was super confident on Manel Kape. I was like, oh, he's going to win that fight. However, as the fight's gotten closer, I think he should not be a 3-1 favorite on this fight. I think this should be even odds. Brandon Royval is a dog. He's a really good fighter. He's had the better competition. He's also, I think, been the more active fighter. I'm not too sure, but I just know I've seen him in fights, and dude is a dog. He'll go out there and fight, which is what you want in a fighter. I just think Manel Kape is a more like slick, probably a better striker, quicker. So I think Manel Kape goes out there, puts on a good performance, and gets maybe a decision win against Brandon Royval. Again, not confident on this one. I was super confident when this fight was announced, but as the time goes on, I think this fight is a lot closer than what the odds make it to be. But give me Manel Kape. Give me Manel Kape to win this fight. All right, so that was my picks for the card, and now I put something together for you guys. So we'll put a little presentation to give you guys my most confident picks, my least confident picks, and then my bets and parlays for the fight night. So let's get into it. All right, most confident picks, and this is not in order, by the way, just to put that out there. I do have Yaroslav Amosev, Kevin Vallejos, Melky Costa, and Cezary Oleksiejczuk as my most confident picks. If I was to put it in order, I think my most confident would be Cezary Oleksiejczuk, then Kevin Vallejos, then Yaroslav Amosev, and then Melky Costa. And I say that just because Cezary Oleksiejczuk, I'm going to just say Cezary because his last name is pretty tough. So Cezary, just because he is fighting a kickboxer, he's not fighting like an overall well-rounded fighter. I think that he can control the fight. He does have a good team. He's fighting out of the Fighting Nerds, I guess, now. And yeah, I think he's gonna be smart. He's not gonna go in there and brawl with him and and he's a good striker too. So overall, just a better fighter. So give me Cesare. Then it would be Kevin Vallejos. I think Kevin Vallejos is younger, faster, has more power. So, and I think he has a pretty good chin too. So I think Kevin Vallejos wins that. And then next would be Yaroslav Amosov. The only reason he's lower is just because he is debuting in the UFC. And Neil Magny has turned away people, man. He's been in a lot of guys that he was an underdog in, and that people said he shouldn't beat. So I think Yaroslav, though, he does pass the test. However, in terms of most confident picks, I would put him third out of my 4. And then last would be Melky Costa, just because I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think both guys are good, and that's why the odds are so close. So give me Melky Costa, but again, confident in it, but I wouldn't put it as my number 1 either, just because I think Morgan Sherry is also really good. I just think Melky might have a better tactical plan, better fight IQ, and pull out a victory. But again, that is a close fight. And then least confident picks. My least confident picks is Melissa Croden, Steven Asplund, Marcus Buchecha, and Amanda Lemos. In terms of least confidence, like number 1 being the least confident, I think I would probably say, damn, these are all like pretty close. They're all tied for first, to be honest with you. I want to say my least confident, it would probably be between Steven Asplund and Melissa Croden. I think that Steven Asplund, I would say Melissa Croden maybe, or actually no, I don't know. They're tied for first, so we'll put both of them first, and then it would be probably Amanda Lemos and then Marcus Buchecha. I just say that because Melissa Croden, I don't think she's had that many fights in the UFC, and she's fighting Luana Santos, who is also pretty good, but it's a close fight. I just think she can be more physically imposing and get it done. Same thing with Steven Asplund. They're both heavyweights. They both can go in there and knock each other out, so that's why he's also up there. And then I guess third would be Amanda Lemos. I can see her getting it done, but again, Jillian Robertson is a great grappler. If she takes her down, she can easily win by submission. So give her that. And then Marcus Buchecha, same thing. If he keeps it on the feet, the farther this fight goes on the feet, the less like he's gonna win this fight. Because Kennedy packs a heavy punch. I don't want to say he's like a great striker or anything, but you know, at I think it's at heavyweight, you know, those guys could just knock each other out. So that is that. And then to I guess the best, I don't know about the best part, but probably the most requested is the bets and parlays for the UFC fight night. So as far as my money line bets, I got Buchecha to win, and then I got Melky Costa. Like I said, I'm taking a stab. I'm taking a shot at Buchecha. I think he gets it done, and that plus 110, I'll take it. He's not a huge favorite, so I think he can go out there and get this one done by submission. But yeah, I'll just take him on money line. And then I got Melky Costa at even odds, minus 111 against Morgan Charrier. Think he goes out there, gets it done. But yeah, those are my 2 money lines. And then my safety parlay will be Kevin Vallejos and Cesare. I think both of them win their fights. They're both really good. They're both fighting guys who are on the older side. I think they're both 37 actually, Cesar and Giga. But I just know they're on the older side, and these guys are hungry, and I think they're ready to go in there and get a victory. All right. And then we go to the cycle parlay. So the cycle parlay for this UFC fight night is going to be Yaroslav by submission. I think Yaroslav goes in there. He is obviously the better grappler. I think he takes Neil Magny down, and given it's his first fight in the UFC, and I think he does have potential, he goes out there, gets a submission against Neil Magny, and yeah, that's a really good look for him, instead of just going out there and maybe getting a decision win. I think after that, he can maybe fight someone like Jeff Neal or Kevin Holland. So, yeah, give me Yaroslav by submission. And then Melky Costa by decision. I think that's the strongest part of the leg. I like Melky Costa, and I think if he wins this, it is by decision. And then last would be Vallejos by KO. I think he goes in there and possibly gets a KO against Giga. I think he wins either by KO or decision if he does win the fight. So I do have him in by decision in another parlay. However, give me Yaroslav by sub, give me Melky Costa by decision, and then give me Vallejos by KO. And then the backup cycle parlay, we got Buchecha by sub. Like I said, if Buchecha wins this fight, it's by submission. So I'd rather just take him in the parlay by sub. Then my most confident, which I don't tend to do this, but in this case I will, just because there's a lot of close fights on this card, and I don't want to like throw too many picks out there. I'm gonna take Costa by decision in the backup cycle. And then I'm going to have Asplund by KO. I think if Asplund wins, it's probably by KO. And if Buchecha wins, it's probably by sub. The thing is with Costa, you know, he could go in there, maybe get a TKO or a submission. So I like Costa by decision, though, because I know that Morgan Charrier is durable. He's been to decision before. So that is the backup cycle parlay. And then last but not least is the distance parlay. So I got Vallejos by decision and then Royval Kape to go the distance. And I like Vallejos by decision too. I think Giga is smart, and you know, if he doesn't get put out by a strike that he doesn't see coming, I think that it could go to decision, and Vallejos will probably do the more damage, have the bigger shots, bigger moments. So give me Vallejos by decision, and then Royval versus Kape to go the distance. So a lot of times these flyweights, they tend to go farther into the fights. So rather than pick a side, I'd rather just pick that it goes the distance, and then either guy wins, I still win my bet. So Brandon Royval could easily, you know, lose the first 2 rounds and then 3, 4, 5 and win the fight. Or Manel Kape just goes in there and puts a master class. Maybe it hurts him in some moments, and you know, it might get dicey, but Royval has proven to be a dog, and it's really hard to get him out there. So I think that Kape probably wins maybe the first, second, loses the third, wins the fourth, and then maybe loses the fifth. And Royval comes in pretty strong, but he survives. So plus, I think Royval has had his moments and his chance at the UFC title. So I think Kape, you know, is the next guy who has shown that he's very entertaining, that he does have the ability to fight for the title. So I think the UFC may be pushing him. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying they're gonna they might give him the nod if it's a close fight, but who knows? So I'd rather just take both guys to go the distance, and we'll see. All right. So those are my bets. I might end up doing a recap video after the fights, but yeah, this is the last fight card of the year, and it's sad just because it's going to be 6 weeks without fights. I might do something in between, you know, talk about the fights that are coming up, try to put out some more content. But yeah, please like and subscribe, share, show this to anyone who you think might like UFC or getting some picks. But yeah, I'm pretty confident on these. Went through the whole fight card. Happy to do this. It's exciting, and hoping the last card of the year is a banger. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe. That'd be a huge favor for me. But all right, I'll leave you guys with that, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the fights, and yeah, see you guys on the next video.